What's up, guys? I know I haven't really talked to you guys in a while. I don't know, just pretty much don't run microphone. It's mostly because when I drive, I can't really concentrate on talking to you and concentrate on this. I'm planning a drift tutorial coming up. This is not it. The tutorial is not going to be for people that kind of already know the basics of how to drift, right? If you know how to get the car sideways and you know how to manage it at 40 miles an hour, it's just a simple matter of practicing doing it at 100 miles an hour, you know. The way that I drift anyway, I don't think is good. Not because I can't hold the car or control one. It's because if someone tries to follow me, I don't think it's such an erratic style of drifting that I don't think it's really followable by a chase driver. So that in mind, that's on me, right? That makes me the bad driver, because in this particular sport, you need to be able to maintain a solid line that the other driver can follow. It's up to that driver to follow that line, but it's up to you to also provide that line. And my skill set is not to where I can provide a line, but I'm learning how to chase, so I'm kind of getting good at that. The tutorial that I'm planning is, if you get into a car and you want to learn how to drift, but every time you try to do one, you end up facing the wrong way and up against a wall, I can help you. So if you have any specific questions, you know, about just the simple basics of getting the car to do what you want to do in your head. You know, you have a plan in your head about hitting a certain turn. I know everybody does, like, that wants to drift. They're like, well, I want to do it like this. And you can. It's just, you're going to need to know some certain fundamentals and basics of this engine. Not of, like, the real out in the world drifting, because the shit I do is pretty unreasonable. But, you know, I'm not to say that people can't do it. It's just, it's really not reasonable. Like, if you look at Alex from the Extra Mile, you watch him take this particular track, which he was just on in one of his videos, you know, in his sim version of his car, he will catch air. He will risk life and limb to get that time. Watch him drive his real car, and he is ballistic fast, but believe me when I tell you, fear of death sets in. So what goes on in a sim game does not translate to real life. So I've been on a few tracks in my own lifetime, so I do know what it's like to drive aggressively on a racetrack with no restriction. So, but anyway, I'm going to get to this. This is what we're here today. I'm thinking about entering this, you know, maybe over on the Three Dudes channel as a challenge for people. Not like the weekly challenge, just a challenge in general. This is the Cup Miata. And you may notice from its idling that, well, it doesn't sound like a Miata. And that's because I did something really, I think I've bit off more than I can chew yet again. But I believe it's going to be an entertaining drive around the ring today. So, but any guesses? Yeah. So today we have a 458 engine, and it's just the stock base one. It's not the S1 or 2 or whatever. It's not been modified in any way of me saying I want 10% more torque or put a turbo on it. I've done nothing. This is just straight a Kunos engine into a Kunos car. We are still running the stock everything on this Cup spec. I've just created what I call open class, and the only different thing that I've done is I've changed it from a 291 gear to a 331 gear. I have a feeling I'm going to regret that decision, but enough talking shit, let's roll. So yeah. I'm running no traction control because if you use assetto corsa car tuner, it flat out tells you it may not work unless you disable traction control. All right. We're good? We're good. This is broken, so they're waving people through. Oh, there we go. I have no idea what I'm in for, but I know it's going to be ridiculous. And we go. Yep. Oh shit. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, so that's how that's going to go. Stay over it. Oh shit. There's a reason Miatas don't come from the factory like this. It definitely limit the sales, because people would be dying all over. And I don't necessarily think it'd be a good drift car with that setup or tuned for grip, because it gets away from you way too easy. Shit. Perhaps that 280 gear or 291 was good. Come on, baby. Oh shit, man, it's still getting real, man. Take it, just take it. Oh shit! Fuck. And that is why you don't put a Ferrari engine in a Cut Miata. Well, rather you just be a little more conservative when you drive it, you know? Whoops, that's not a bad word. C word. Yeah, let's take it. Yeah, that's what you get for being a smartass. Ah, crap, that was dumb. You know, you knew that was going to happen, and you did it anyway. That's the example of ignorance. What made you think power was going to get you out of that? Sorry, I do. That's the reason why you guys don't ever hear my mic. It's because I cuss myself all the time. And it's not healthy for people to hear this much foul language all the time. Fucking hell. You put a Ferrari engine in your fucking Miata. Alright. Stop driving like a dumb monkey. Well, truth be told, monkey's probably smarter than me. You wouldn't have done this to start with. I can only imagine that traction control would make this thing so miserable to hold on to. And I'd like to thank Dennis Mestizio for giving me the new gas pedal sensors, because I do need every effing increment to hold on to this. So we're not actually flooring it, because if I do, it just, it just spins when we're gone. This engine provides an immense amount of torque. At least in this car it does. We are weighing 2690, I believe, if you add the engine to the front. It's not a real heavy engine to begin with, so the balance isn't throwing off too bad. Come on, come on. I mean, it's still a Miata, so it holds on to the road just fine. It's just that, when you're putting that much power down, it's not going to be friendly. Already learned I need to back out of it for that one. And other experiences with cars that work fast. Fuck. Sorry, I knew I was too hot for that one. I had to do something. Yeah, too fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Yep, see, if you come into this thing wrong, you'll high side it and it just ruins your line. Brake. 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 Are you warm enough now? That sounded whiny, I'm sure. The Vive is pinching my nose right now. I swear, I'm not a 14-year-old. Though I may have the mentality of one at the moment. I can't die. I'm going out on a limb, letting you guys hear me fucking rant while I drive this thing. Shit. And what, really, what the hell were you thinking? Feel free to dislike and tell me how awful I am, etc. Yeah, what'd you think there, huh? Mowing the lawn. So you can't be under load unless you're going straight. Even the slightest bit of power in any gear, doesn't matter what. I mean, look, this is 4th gear, and I mean, it has enough torque to just fucking... Wow. Yeah. Oh, we are on slicks, and I lowered the rear tire pressure by 1 pound. Just to try to get a little more grip out of them. Honestly, though, I'm pretty sure that was negligible. Oh yeah, we're just maxed the speedo out like for the last while. One of these days, I am going to be as good at KJOT as throwing those things, and I will 360 right into this little spot here. I'll do it too. Like I said, it would be a good drift car, but I don't believe there's enough. Yeah, there's nowhere near enough angle out there to keep up with how fast this thing rotates. Well, hopefully you guys like this. We'll see.